Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 186. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 12th of August 2015, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, The Walking Dead number 145, Blood for Blood. Okay, after the shocking events in issue number 144, which coincidentally is the final issue of the 3rd compendium, I'm really anxious for this issue. Without giving away specifics, but with a spoiler warning nonetheless, substantial character deaths, both in volume of characters as well as some significant key players, made for a pretty gruesome conclusion to the previous issue, and I can't wait to see what happens next, as the lines have been very morbidly and somewhat literally drawn for a huge potential confrontation with the Whisperers. At number 2, we have Secret Wars number 5 of 8, Owen Reese Died for Our Sins. Series writer Jonathan Hickman talked about fan reaction to the book at San Diego Comic-Con.
What has it been like, just the fan reaction thus far?
I don't know. I mean, people have been nice to me. That's generally how it works.
Oh, okay.
Like, I hear, good stuff, and then people are either angry off on the side or congregating into a mob or something like that. I think it's been good. I mean, I think people are digging it. The panel was packed earlier today. Yeah. I mean, it's been kind of nice. It's been kind of nice. You know, when you got somebody like Assad Ribic drawing it, it's kind of okay if I suck. if the story's mediocre, it's still beautiful, but it feels good.
At number 3, we have Batman number 43. In the start of a new epic, a new villain stalks Gotham City. Will Batman be able to uncover the mystery of Mr. Bloom? Series writer Scott Snyder spoke about revealing more about Bruce Wayne. Quote, "As much as I love the idea of Jim being Batman and all the things I get to explore in the main story, really, the beating heart of it is also Bruce. At this point, having done the stuff that we've done on the book already, when you come across an idea that's exciting to you but also hasn't been tried in the mythology, then you have to do it." Close quote. He also talked about the fallout in other books. Quote, "There's a run on Detective Comics coming. There's another. There are these stories that are happening with Damian and Robin, son of Batman, and Grayson, and all those books to deal with how the Bat family reacts to this. For me, it was really just a matter of not trying to step on their toes and giving them enough room to do the story. They were in the room when I first pitched the idea of Jim Gordon as Batman, and this was the other half. There were 2 pillars to the story, Jim Gordon as Batman and Bruce Wayne's story. I pitched it to the Bat Summit. I told all of them that if they had better stories for their characters, whether they were dealing with Bruce or Jim, we didn't have to do it and we could just stay the way they were. But they got very excited about it, thank God. My stipulation was that I didn't want to steal any story. I had a whole scene I wanted to do with Barbara and then one I wanted to do with Damian, but then when I saw what the writers and artists on those books were going to do, I loved their ideas so much I figured it was better to just leave off and stick to Bruce and Jim and all that stuff. So we're giving them the breathing room to tell those stories in their books." Close quote. At number 4, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 20.1. The final chapter of Spiral brings Spidey and Wraith together, but not as friends. The crime landscape of New York City has changed from here on out. Series writer Jerry Conway explained the appeal of the Wraith. Quote, "One of the things that fascinated me about Watanabe as Dan Slott developed and created her is that she's a police captain, which means she's been part of the police force for many years. She understands the institution and is clearly passionate and committed to it, yet she also goes outside the law to act as the Wraith. She's clearly conflicted about this in the stories that Dan did, and I thought it would be interesting to play with that conflict and see where that leads." Close quote. At number 5, we have Star Wars Lando number 2 of 5. You know him, you love him. Now join him for his biggest caper as Master of Charm. Lando Calrissian gets his very own comic book. Before he joined the rebellion, before he ran Cloud City, Lando made his way in the galaxy, getting by on some swindles, some swagger, and a smile. Lobot at his side, Lando has a plan to steal a very valuable ship. But has he bitten off more than he can chew? Writer Charles Soule and artist Alex Maleev bring us the tale of a scoundrel in his natural element, trouble. Series writer Charles Soule told CBR-TV about writing Billy D. Williams' character.
I think, he made the character, right? Like, I haven't read the shooting script for Empire Strikes Back, but I would suspect that a lot of that, that charm and that smarm and that, everything that makes Lando came from Billy D. Williams. Maybe not everything. I'm sure that they had somebody like that in mind when they wrote it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have hired him to play the character. But at the same time, that's what he made it. He made it what it is. So I was able to find that voice quickly. I mean, I've seen those movies so many times.
Yeah.
You know, Empire and Jedi. I've thought about Star Wars since I was a really little kid. I mean, I think many of us have. So it clicked really fast for me, and I'm sort of, it's a thrill in the way that, you know, the first time you write dialogue for Batman, or the first time you write dialogue for, you know, for Daredevil, whoever, somebody you've thought about as a pop cultural figure for decades, and then you put words in their mouth. It's really a kind of an electric thrill, and Lando for sure was that. So the reception's been really great. The first issue just came out on Wednesday, and I've just been hearing a lot about how much people thought it was true to the Star Wars universe and the character that Billy D. Williams put together. So I've not yet had a chance to meet him or talk to him about it or anything that, but you know, I do enough of this convention circuit, and he does too, so I'm very hopeful that one of these days I'll be able to, you know, get him to sign a copy.
Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we have Howard the Duck number 5. While the world's greatest superheroes fight to save New York City and possibly America and parts of Canada, Howard and Tara Tam learn a lot about each other and themselves. Communication is key in life. Be inquisitive about the people you surround yourself with. Retailer note, this issue is a Howard the Duck number 4 tie-in. At number 7, we have Action Comics number 43. Truth continues as Superman defies the Metropolis police and faces a new threat from the shadows. At number 8, we have Secret Wars 2099 number 4 of 5. Miguel Stone bears his talons for the first time. The Avengers of 2099 take on Alchemex. At number 9, we have Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde number 2. The most legendary star-crossed lovers in the Marvel Universe crash land on Battleworld. Star-Lord and Age of Apocalypse Kitty Pryde wage love and secret war. Will love tear us apart again? And at number 10, we have Phonogram, the Immaterial Girl number 1 of 6. The team behind the New York Times bestselling and Eisner-nominated smash hit The Wicked and the Divine return to the acclaimed urban fantasy where they first made their names. Nearly a decade ago, Emily Astor sold half her personality for the power to rule a coven of phonomancers. I'm sure nothing could go horribly monstrously wrong now. In a world where music is magic, a song can save or ruin your life. In The Immaterial Girl, we discover what a video can do. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we have Batman Superman number 23. Truth continues as Superman must learn to depend on the new Batman's help, but can he trust him? Next, we have Catwoman number 43. While Selina investigates the mystery of whatever happened to Batman, Spoiler finds a mentor in Echo, plus Antonia makes a dangerous bargain. We've also got Gotham Academy number 9. If the gang thought it was hard to keep up with their homework before, now there's a werewolf on campus at Gotham Academy. Talk about distractions. Next we have Justice League Gods and Monsters number 1 of 3, prequel to the DC Universe movie Justice League Gods and Monsters. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, 3 powerful and dangerous loners drawn together by a man who claims he can bring humanity to the next level of evolution. But are Jackson Alpert and his immortal forever people what they claim to be? Will they save the Earth or conquer it? We've also got new Suicide Squad number 11. An extremist offshoot of the League of Assassins has taken what was once a shadow war into broad daylight, attacking a crucial energy concern with a view to trading power for super weapons of mass destruction. It's up to new recruits, Deadshot, Boomerang, and Manta to save the world without blowing their cover. Next we have Red Hood Arsenal number 3. Red Hood and Arsenal are open for business. After working for the mysterious Tara Battleworth as on-staff outlaws, Roy and Jason have decided to branch out on their own as freelance problem solvers, investigators, and general butt-kicking specialists. But when the sinister corporate scourge of Underbelly rears its ugly head, can our heroes overcome pure evil and corruption made manifest? And we have Starfire number 3. Starfire picks up the pieces and finds her new home in the aftermath of the storm. But while our hero helps her community heal, a creature from the underworld emerges to threaten all she hopes to protect. What is the creature's hidden motive, and why does it seem to get bigger every time Starfire punches it? From Marvel Comics, we have A-Force number 3, Secret Wars series. She-Hulk has violated the most sacred rule of Battleworld, and now A-Force is on the run from the planet's protectors, the Thor Corps. And while trying to prove her innocence, She-Hulk discovers that one of her own may have engineered her downfall. Next we have Master of Kung Fu number 4 of 4. The Kung Fu saga concludes. Shang-Chi continues battling through the 13 chambers to face his father, the immortal Emperor Zhu. But first he must defeat his rivals, Rand Kai, Great Master of the Iron Fist, and Red Sai, deadly leader of the Red Hand. We've also got Planet Hulk number 4. Devil Dinosaur says buy this comic because... Raw! If you don't, I will eat you and your family. Next, we have Secret Wars Battleworld number 404. The Silver Surfer of Egyptia must gather silver for the giant Sphinx in the desert, or else he'll be doomed to wander forever. The Maestro has something Silver Surfer wants, and he's not giving it up without the fight of the century. And we have Years of Future Past number 4. Reeling from the secrets that Kate Pryde has kept, the X-Men lead a prison break from the last mutant internment camp. The X-Men clash with friends and enemies alike, and their true purpose is revealed at last. From IDW Publishing, we have Orphan Black number 5. Rachel is ruthless corporate efficiency personified. She is a clone raised self-aware of her genetic identity, occupying an elite position with the dyad group of companies. From Image Comics, we've got the Fade Out number 8, postponed from last week. Story arc conclusion. Brubaker and Phillips' best-selling series so far concludes its second act, as every answer Charlie and Gil find brings them into more and more danger. And remember, every issue of the Fade Out is packed with essays and art that are only part of the monthly comics. The Fade Out will return with issue number 9 in September. Next we have Starve number 3. Daughter joins father on stage for a special blood-drenched taping of Starve. A market pig has 13 pints of blood in its body. Did you know that? And we have Velvet number 11. Velvet's hunt has led her into a dark web of lies and murder, and as the secrets come to light, they all point to one place, Washington, D.C., to the very halls of world power. Can Velvet find the man who stole the world, or will she die trying? From Valiant Entertainment, we have Unity number 21. The world tips closer to the brink of World War III, and the unstoppable warmonger tears a swath through the ranks of Unity, today and always. Can Exo Manowar, Livewire, Ninjak, and the Eternal Warrior fare any better than their predecessors? Warmonger took apart the rosters of decades past, and now Unity faces their most implacable enemy, and they don't even know they're already losing. And we have Exo Manowar number 39, all new arc, all new jumping on point, Exodus begins now. Eric of Dacia is Exo Manowar, hero to humanity, leader of the remaining Visigoths, and a husband about to start a new family. He's also the bearer of Shinhara, and tantamount to a god in the eyes of the alien race known as the Vine. Now in the aftermath of Dead Hand, the Vine need a new home and have chosen Earth, tearing Eric between two races that worship him, but each despise one another. New York Times bestselling writer Robert Venditti and red-hot artist Rafa Sandoval unite here to begin a bold and tragic new era in the life of Exo Manowar. Out in trades this week, we have Daredevil, Typhoid's Kiss trade paperback. Daredevil's craziest ex-girlfriend, Typhoid Mary, stars in her own twisted fairy tale. Peek inside the crowded head of Mary Walker, whose dissociative identity disorder and mutant talents for telekinesis and pyrokinesis are a deadly combination. But could the psionic psycho become a force for good when she fights for women too powerless to defend themselves? Typhoid's appetite for vengeance draws the attention of Ghost Rider, while her growing contempt for men places Daredevil and Wolverine in the line of fire. Meanwhile, it's bad news for Peter Parker when he befriends the benign Mary, only for her newly discovered third identity to manifest itself. Spidey sure won't want to say Bloody Mary 3 times. Collecting Typhoid number 1 through 4, Marvel Comics presents number 150 and 151, and Spectacular Spider-Man 213 and 214, plus material from Marvel Comics presents 109 through 116 and 123 through 130, and Girl Comics number 3. And we have Alex plus Ada Volume 3 trade paperback. In this final arc of the sci-fi drama, Alex and Ada struggle against the growing hatred for sentient robots and their human allies. Can they survive what's around the corner? Collects Alex plus Ada number 11 through 15. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.